Afternoon, children. Welcome to today's class. Today we are going to discuss about endothermic reaction, and then we will discuss different type of oxides. So let's start. First we are going to discuss about endothermic reaction. The reactions where heat will be evolved, heat will be absorbed. Endo means it is inside or inward, and thermic means this is related to heat. So this is just the opposite process of exothermic reaction where heat will be evolved, and in endothermic reaction heat is absorbed. Okay. So let us give some example of this kind of reaction. The reaction between nitrogen and oxygen, this requires heat, and we will get nitric oxide NO, and as we can write heat this side, or we can write in this manner minus heat. Okay, so this is thermal decomposition of the carbonates, metallic carbonates. These are these are example of endothermic reaction. Here for calcium carbonate, we need to apply heat on this, then it will decompose to produce calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So this is also a endothermic reaction. Now activity on this is there, that is here we are going to work with ammonium chloride, solid ammonium chloride. For this we need a beaker, and in this beaker we are going to take some, this is activity 9. Activity 9. So here in this beaker we are going to take some water, that it is the water is at normal temperature, at room temperature. Okay, now in this we are going to add some solid ammonium chloride, and we will stir it with glass rod. We will start this. Okay, now after dissolution of this ammonium chloride, after when it will be soluble in water, then if you hold this beaker in your hand, then you can feel that the temperature of the solution has been reduced. That means heat has been absorbed. So this is a very practical example, or which we can do for this to prove this endothermic reaction, or to test this kind of reaction. Okay, here we can feel that the temperature has been reduced. What was the initial temperature? After the dissolution of solid ammonium chloride, the temperature is decreased. That means heat has been absorbed in this reaction. So it is called a endothermic reaction, the dissolution of solid ammonium chloride. This can be called as endothermic reaction. Now we will go for this oxides. Different type of oxides are there. First of all, we can classify them as metallic and non-metallic. The oxides with metals, these are called metallic oxides, and the oxides with non-metals are called non-metallic oxides. So main two parts are there. One is metallic, oxide, and another one is non-metallic oxide. Okay, now in metallic oxide, again we can Let's classify this as basic oxides and amphoteric oxide. Now, what are the basic oxides? The oxides which will form base. When we will dissolve the oxides in water, it will produce bases. Okay, so those oxides we will call as basic oxides, like sodium oxide Na2O, potassium oxide, calcium oxide. All these are basic oxides. Okay, magnesium oxide, etc. Whereas amphoteric oxides are those oxides who will react with who will react both with acid and base to produce salt and water. So this kind of oxide we can give example of zinc oxide, aluminium oxide, lead oxide, etc. Okay, these are amphoteric oxide. They can show both the basic property as well as acidic property. But this we will keep in metallic oxides in this group, because here we are having metals with them. Okay, metals are there. So amphoteric oxides are kind of metallic oxides. Next, from non-metallic oxide, these are acidic oxides and neutral oxide. Acidic oxides are the oxides which will with the reaction with water, they will produce acids like sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, uh, phosphorus pentoxide. These are okay. Whereas neutral oxides, these are neutral, so these are neither acidic nor basic. Water, carbon monoxide, and nitric oxide, these are neutral oxide. Okay, so oxides can be classified mainly in two groups. One is metallic oxide and another is non-metallic oxide. Whereas metallic oxides, these contain metals and oxygen. So metallic oxide these are, and again metallic oxides can be classified into two category. One is basic, another basic oxide, another is amphoteric oxide. Basic oxides are those oxides which on with reaction with water, they will produce bases like sodium oxide, potassium oxide, calcium oxide, magnesium oxide. All these are, when they will react with water, they can produce bases. That's why these are called basic oxides. Whereas amphoteric oxides are those oxides which will react with both acid and base to produce salt and water. That means they will show both acidic property and basic property. Okay, they will show both acidic and basic property. So these are called amphoteric oxide. Next, non-metallic oxide. In this group, we have kept acidic oxide and neutral oxide. These two main groups are there, main divisions are there for this. Acidic oxides are those oxides, these are non-metals, they contain non-metals. All these non-metallic oxides contain non-metal, where acidic oxides will form acid with reaction with water. That means sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, phosphorus pentoxide, all these are when we will make them react with water, they will produce acids. That's why these are called acidic oxides. Like if we dissolve sulfur dioxide in water, it will produce sulfurous acid. If we dissolve carbon dioxide in water, then it will produce carbonic acid and so on. So these oxides we will call as acidic oxides. Whereas neutral oxides are neutral, they will not show not show any acidic or basic character. that is water, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, nitric oxide. These are called neutral oxides. So these are the main divisions of oxides. Now we will go for few reactions, both of metallic and non-metallic oxides. See, basic oxides. How basic oxides or metallic oxides will produce? Very easy reactions are there. That is, we need to take the metal and we need to make them react with oxygen. So sodium plus oxygen, it will produce sodium oxide Na2O. Calcium plus oxygen, the same manner calcium oxide we will get. Copper, here we need to heat this. We need to apply heat, then we will get this oxides. Next, magnesium plus oxygen, magnesium oxide. Lead plus oxygen, copper plus oxygen, cupric oxide, CuO. So in this manner we can get the basic oxides. Next, if we heat lead nitrate by heating different nitrates or carbonates, or carbonates and nitrates, we will say, we can get the respective oxides. Suppose if we heat lead nitrate, lead oxide is going to produce, this is a basic oxide, along with, we know, nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen will be produced. Okay, the same manner here we need to heat it. So this is a basic oxide. Next, calcium carbonate. If we heat the carbonates, calcium oxide will produce along with carbon dioxide. In the same manner, if we heat lead carbonate, lead oxide plus carbon dioxide will produce. Copper carbonate, if we heat copper carbonate, then also we will get the same manner, copper oxide and carbon dioxide. Now we are going to see how the metallic oxides will produce, how the bases. That's why these are called basic oxides. Na2O, this is a metallic oxide. If we add water in this, it will produce sodium hydroxide. In the same manner, for potassium also, the same reaction we are going to get. KOH. So as these are base, that's why these are called basic oxide. These oxides are called basic oxide because when they will react with water, they will produce bases. Now sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, these are strong alkalis because we know the bases which are soluble in water, them we will call as alkali. So sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, as these are soluble, water soluble base, so these are called alkalis. Okay, now this basic oxides, when they react with acid, they will produce salt and water. As this is basic in nature, so this is also we can call as neutralization reaction. So calcium oxide plus here if we add hydrochloric acid, then it will produce calcium chloride CaCl2, which is a salt and water. Okay, so this is if copper oxide if we take, and if we add sulfuric acid H2SO4, then we are going to get copper sulfate CuSO4 plus water. So this is salt and this is water. This is a neutralization reaction. Okay, so today after this and next day we are going to talk about amphoteric oxides in detail. Okay, till then take care.